Alright, so this is going to be a quick little video review of the Wide.HK W900 Plus. This is a microcontroller development platform. And it's centered around, well, originally the PIC. In fact, you can see various sockets here, including a nice ZIF socket for PIC microcontrollers. And then it's got essentially an Arduino Uno layout here in the bottom. Kinda, sorta. So they call this the PIC Development Board Ultra 2 Plus. So what do I like about it? Well, it's got a fairly good selection of the types of components that I want to prototype with. What I don't like about it is how they've tied it all together and some of the things they've done. So let's start with the basics. PIC. These guys clearly are PIC fans. They've got PIC sockets out the ass. I like that they've used a zero insertion force socket. I mean, it's a nice one. It's the 3M one. For the larger PIC here, I'm not so big of a fan of these machine header connectors. I think that there's better ways to do this. You can power the unit either via DC barrel jack or over USB. In fact, I can turn it on here, get a little power. And that works okay. The USB port, if you want to use it for the Arduino, you have to connect a jumper from the transmit and receive connector here all the way down here to the Arduino transmit and receive pins. Now, with everything else they've done on this board, why wouldn't they just put those pins down here somewhere to give me maybe a dip switch to connect it or not, or whatever? They've got LEDs wired to pretty much every I/O line on these things, and they've got some of them going through some dip switches or, you know, up here for enabling and disabling them, but just, it's a flawed concept. I mean, our A5's on all the time, and I can't seem to figure out where it's getting power from. I've removed pretty much all the jumpers on the board, and it's getting juice from somewhere. If I turn the others on, like they should be, grab something here and click these on. I've got some other random lights. You'll see I've got some voltage leaking into there, into all these LEDs. That's kind of ridiculous. So, some interesting ideas, not well executed, I don't think. They've got switches. I mean, holy cow. How many switches do you need? They've essentially got them on like every I/O line, which is excessive to me. Give me a bank of 5 or 6 switches and let me jump them where I want. We've got an SD card reader. I don't really have anything to complain about there. We've got a connection for a matrix keypad. I think they've implemented that well. We've got a little EEPROM, a buzzer, a DS18B20 temperature sensor, an infrared detector, a Dallas real-time clock. I think these things are okay with what they've done there. We've got a little OLED display. We've got a 7-segment displays here, as well as a connector to drop a 16:2 LCD on. I think this is all right. Some silly things. Well, not silly things. You've got breakouts for all the I/O lines. I think that's cool. But, like, look at the Arduino. Does something look wrong about that to you? Well, I'll give you a hint. You can't plug shit into it. At least not the stuff that you might want to plug into it. I'm looking for another board here that I can demonstrate this with. So, for example, here is a Duemilanove. And you've got this in-circuit serial programmer. And you can see they've got it right here. But look what they did. They put it in the wrong place. It doesn't line up. So if I have a board that wants to connect and use that, it can't, because it doesn't line up. Oh, we've got some capacitive touch buttons. Those are kind of cool. I think the idea here is pretty solid. I think the execution needs a little bit of work. This doesn't strike me as a, where's it at here? Revision 6.0? Are you serious? Would you screw up the first 5 times? Anyway, they're like $150 on eBay. They're coming from Hong Kong. I get it. And will I get some use out of it? I think I will. I see some components here that I like, that I think will work well in the form factor. You know, this stuff, this maybe, this not so much. Maybe I'll play with some PIC, we'll see. But personally, I don't think I'd drop $150 on it again. What could they do better? Well, first off, be smarter about this. Find a way to make all this work on one socket. Lose all the buttons, that's silly. And quit hardwiring everything to the places you think I'm going to want it to be going. Give me jumpers like you've done here, and let me run jumpers all over the damn place, and I'll live with it, and it's fine. But don't assume you know where I want stuff to go, because you're wrong. That's about all I got. I haven't really seen any other videos or people talking about this. Maybe because I'm the only one dumb enough to buy it. What do you think? Do you have a W900 Plus? Have you used it? What do you like? What do you not like? Give me some feedback in the comments. And we'll talk to you guys later.